Space for my fans and me to interact, make art and have fun. It's a one-man show and entirely free. I do it every single week except some. I'm waiting to go, it's all live and online, so you should stick around and say hello. Are you feeling creative? Cause now's the time. Welcome to the Most Week Show.
I am not me. I am art. And I am welcoming you to the Most Week Show. It is currently 9:07 on the 5th of April 2020. You are here with me right now, and I thank you for that. If we were together physically and the world was not as messed up as it is right now, I would show my appreciation physically with a hug or with a kiss or by grazing your knee with my finger like we're in some kind of period drama. As 'tis, the best I can do is raise a glass to you, and you can raise a glass to me as well, if you like. We like to start the show with a toast. It's kind of a thing around these here parts. So here goes. To you, to me, to those drinking a lovely cup of tea. Anybody? Cheers. Lovely bit of white grape juice there. Isn't that just wine? No, it hasn't got to that point yet. Hello guys, great tune this morning. Shout outs to Scott Ark there with his track Neon Quarter. Kind of sounded like little farty at the end there, but for the majority of it, it sounded wonderful. How is everybody doing? How is everybody holding up? Cheers, lots of cheers in the chat. Let's get some cheers in the chat. Killer Kilch with some lovely wine glass emotes here. Juice Dota, gosh, I don't even know what emote that is. Cup of tea, perfect. Sarah Kilch with a couple of glasses of beer. Whatever you're drinking this morning, I hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am. Are we all still being heroes? Are we all still being heroes in this crazy dystopia? I hope we are. Me, in terms of my week this week, I'm going to be a bit vulnerable right now. It's okay to not be okay, guys. It's okay to not be okay. I've been a little scared this week. Yeah? The fear got to me. Yeah? Long-time fans will know that my art is so good, in part because of my superhuman sensitivity. Some would call it that I'm overly sensitive. My capacity to feel far exceeds that of a normal man, especially that of a normal woman, which means positive emotions, sure, like whimsy, curiosity, and love. I love real hard. And also negative emotions, though, like greed, disgust, and fear. I feel disgust. Ooh, it's like a nuclear furnace sometimes. So when I tell you that after the positivity of last week, this week has had the pall of fear cast over it, please know that it is all in service of great art. You gotta take the rough with the smooth. Okay, in my defense, though, coronavirus is a very, very scary thing. How scary is it? Well, it's as scary as Oh, it's time to the family simile. Complete this simile as scary as. Now think of something scary or creepy or terrifying and use it to finish this simile. And now, when I say creative, I mean be creative. Don't just say something simple that you're afraid of, like a snake or a spider or disappointing your mother. Use your imaginospheres to go deeper, yeah? Go more creative. Maybe it's a snake with a pet spider. And that pet spider is carrying a little knife and a book of insults. Perhaps, I don't want to do your work for you, but let's really get into it here. Let's really get into it. And at the end of the show, I'll pick a winner. And if that's you, your name will go at the bottom of the thing. How are we doing with timing on that? No, not great. But still, last week it was Anna Karine with a wonderful simile, as heroic as not washing for a week and calling it water conservation. A great simile inspired me to really cut down on the personal hygiene this week. So thank you for that, Anna Karine. And because I'm staying indoors, not circulating with very many people at all, nobody complained. So it actually worked out pretty well. For me, cameraman George complained once or twice, but he is my guest and he's staying here rent-free while the quarantine is going on, so he can just chill with the complaining. Next time, it could be you, so get commenting, okay? Get commenting. I'm going to have another cool transition. Digital! Pretty sweet. So, why am I scared by the coronavirus? Well, because of the power of the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, which truth? Well, the truth that the powers that be don't want you to know. Yeah, that truth. Let me show you a little something that I found this week that chilled me to my core, okay? It's really going to get pretty messed up in here, okay? FYI. Look at this. Now, this is a Facebook post from somebody. I don't want to share his name because I asked him point blank whether I could, and he said no. So I thought I would cover up his name with a small picture of Paul Walker. So let's look at this heading. It's okay if you can't read that. We're going to go deeper in. Boom. Let's look at this heading. Even if you're not conspiracy minded, something in your soul has to be telling you that something isn't right with any of this. Okay? So that's 3 exclamation marks, so you know he means business. And he's appealing to our souls, which has already hooked me, because the soul is super important and something that I use a lot in my day-to-day decision-making. So he's got my flipping number, let me tell you. And if you're anything like me, you're also intrigued by this odd double spacing he's got periodically. Even if you're space, not conspiracy, you think, what does that mean? What's he trying to say with that? You want to read on. And you can. So let's do it. Let's go into it. Another picture of Paul Walker. There. He begins. Many doctors and virologists are now speaking out about the coronavirus. How many? Many. Okay? Many amount. Don't you dare ask him how many don't exactly. Okay? Don't you dare ask him that. Because that's just the kind of thinking that got us into this mess. Okay? And their statements do not line up with the fear porn being pumped out of mainstream media. Independent journalists are visiting the hospital supposedly overrun by virus patients, only to see quiet emergency rooms and staff bemused at the recent news reports being released. Yeah, you're probably noticing that these statements, these anecdotes, all the more convincing because of their lack of detail and specificity, aren't quite matching up with the false video footage and photos that you've seen elsewhere, huh? Starting to feel that fear? You getting scared? Well, that's good. You should. Is there more? Yeah, you're damn right there's more. Reports of people dying from coronavirus are having to be changed when people expose the real reason behind their death. And as seen by a housing association yesterday, people are recording unconfirmed homeless people's deaths as coronavirus victims and using it to manipulate others with fear. Well, it's working. Let me tell you, it's working. I feel very manipulated. And again, I don't need to know which housing association saw these things. You know, sometimes when somebody's telling you a story and they put in too many details, you just think, you're making this up, right? He's avoiding all of that. 0 details. Hardcore. Okay, let's keep going. Percentages for influenza cases seem to be dropping as quick as the rates of CV are rising. And let's not forget that influenza takes the lives of 650,000 yearly and nobody bats an eye, never mind locks down the entire world. Now, let's not forget, guys. Let's not forget that when you're typing world-shattering information like this, you don't waste your time with punctuation, okay? You need to just get the words out as quickly as possible. If you need your hand held through a sentence, come on, I feel sorry for you guys. Okay, got to finish up here. He really hits it home with this last sentence, so just hold on to your hats. I don't care how conspiratorial you may be, ... no space. If you don't think something is strange about all this, then you clearly aren't thinking for yourself. Now, here's where he really got me. Because thinking for myself is kind of my whole deal. Yeah? I'm constantly thinking for myself. I even wrote it on my thing. Look. Think for yourself. Would I write that if I didn't think for myself? So if I think for myself, which we've already covered that I do, then I have to think something is strange about all this. The logic is airtight, okay? So, the government is lying. This we know. About what? For what reason? They're not telling. They're not telling, but it involves unspecified hospitals being empty, homeless people being misrepresented, and influenza. This we know. These are the facts. This we know thanks to whom? Who is this soothsayer that has risked so much to get us this information? Well, as much as I can't tell you his name, I can tell you, as if any further proof were needed about his bona fides, that his Facebook bio describes him as a serial nonconformist. His current job is listed as mental alchemist at Making the World a Better Place, and he is followed by over 21,000 people. And if I'm as trustworthy as I am, when I barely scrape triple figures for followers, how much more trustworthy is this dude gonna be when he's got 5 figures? Yeah? Again, the logic is airtight. And I hear doubt floating around. I hear doubt floating over the Wi-Fi. I sense some people thinking that this is all just a load of conspiracy theory nonsense. Well, explain this one, guys. Explain this one. I looked for evidence of all of this, yeah? I searched for photos of empty hospitals. I searched for housing association reports about homeless people. I searched for the rate of influenza dropping. And do you know what I found? Absolutely nothing. Now riddle me this, yeah? If the government wasn't guilty of whatever it is they're being accused of here, why would they delete all the evidence? Case closed. Open your eyes, sheeple. Start questioning things. Even if you don't know the answer, you just have to use your best guess, okay? Where is it? This side. Over 21,000 people saw this, yeah? Over 21,000... Oh, no. There we go. Over 21,000 people saw this, okay? And let me tell you, if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will.
To challenge yourself is artistic.
Art bet.
I'll give you options you can pick.
Art bet.
Take a guess, see if you won.
Art bet.
It's not for money, just for fun.
Art bet.
Let's get some of these comments going. Really shows the urgency without the punctuation. Absolutely. Just get through it. Get through it, yeah? Scary as retro videos of your thinner, hairier self on YouTube. Absolutely. The past, the thought that the past might come to the future and just start messing with you. I mean, gosh, Who isn't afraid of that? Not as afraid as if there were videos on YouTube from 20 years in the future where you were even fatter and even less hairy. I mean, you'd just be like, what? That doesn't make any sense. As scary as a vampire whispering a bum secret. A bum secret. Okay. I'm not sure what the bum secret would be. Maybe the secret would be you don't have a bum. Boom! Twist ending. T.B. Douglas, as scary as being chased by a dentist dressed as a clown. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or maybe a clown dressed as a dentist. Because then you're thinking, well, they're probably going to be doing some dental work on me. But this clown, he doesn't have the relevant qualifications or training or practice. But the dentist clown combo, that's a strong one. I like that a lot. Stuart's phone has died. That is scary. That's maybe in these modern times the scariest thing that there is. Your phone's died and you think, well, now I'm not connected to anybody. I can't see who's liking my posts. As scary as telling your wife that you forgot the salsa for the fajitas. I mean, if your wife really likes the salsa. If she's not a fan of the salsa, that could, maybe it's a compliment. Maybe it's a good thing. Nana Hobob. Wow, this is a long one. Dude, come on. As scary as going out for a whale watching tour, and at first you see an orca and it's very exciting. Then there's another and another until the boat now feels pretty small next to an ocean full of super intelligent apex predators out for revenge for all the damage humans have done to their habitat. You get a funny feeling that you might not make it back to shore. Death by killer whale. That is a killer thought. Nana Hobob. And kind of, but still kind of majestic. Still kind of majestic. As scary as the Lionel Richie hello bust. I mean, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big face, sculpted into an even larger face. Wonderful. Okay, well, let's get on with the art bet. There's some great suggestions there. It's going to be tough picking that winner. So art bet. What are we doing? Gosh, let's get back to it. Notme. It's a time for your favourite and mine. It's time for another art bet. This one's ripped from the headlines. Let me tell you, ripped from the flipping headlines. For more information, let's go straight over to our on-the-spot correspondent, Notme. All yours, buddy.
Thanks, Notme. Today's art challenge will be undertaken by the people of Seattle.
Ooh.
For several weeks now, Seattle has been under a casual quarantine order, but being told to stay indoors, but not being legally forced to stay indoors, provides one, and collectively an entire city, with a character check. Who are you, Seattle? Will you stay indoors, as is the responsible thing to do, or will you go out, which is the fun thing to do? Now, on a stereotypically Seattle day, it's easy to be responsible. After all, rain is nature's quarantine. But on a beautiful sunny day such as today, that's when it's gut check time. It's sunny, and Seattle has to stay in and be responsible. That's their art challenge. Your art bet is simply, how well will they do? Back to you, not me.
Ooh! So this is, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of communities are having to deal with this, whether they're going to be responsible or whether they're going to be selfish. Can you make the bet? You don't know any of the terms of it. You don't know any of the terms. So let's see some things to consider. I'll be taking the survey at the Seattle Center Fountain. So basically, the Seattle Center Fountain, also known as the International Fountain, is the centerpiece of the Seattle Center, which is very, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who've never been to Seattle, it's a very public place, a very popular place for a lot of people to gather communally. So on a typical summer's day, there'd be all kinds of people there. It'd be a mess of people, lots of children running around. But on a day such as today, or such as when this was filmed, nice and sunny, but you've been told to stay indoors, so there should be nobody there. So I've made it difficult for them, because this is a lovely place to sit, and there's a fountain, there's music, it's a whole thing. So I'll be taking my survey at the Seattle Center Fountain. How many people will there be there? Only people who are clearly not walking will be counted. You're allowed to leave for exercise. But you know the thing with exercise? You just keep going, yeah? You just keep going. If you're sat down, then you're not exercising. If you need to rest at home, guys. It's not a difficult concept to grab. So, taking the survey, so how many people are sitting down at the fountain? And now there are benches kind of further out from the fountain. They won't be counted. Okay, so this is not the whole Seattle Center. This is just around the fountain. There's like a little path around there with some benches there. So that's what we're looking at. And some grass just behind it. Grass is counted. Benches further back, not counted. Okay, am I making it clear for you? So if this was a pie, we've got the center of the pie. Perhaps there's one of those little bird things to let the steam out. Then around the pie, we've got benches and grass. That's the main part of the pie. Those are counted. The crust of the pie, however, benches further out from that, not counted. Okay? So we're getting rid of the crust, which largely you should do because it's just pastry. It's empty calories. I was standing on my tippy toes while I was filming. Why was I standing on my tippy toes? Well, just to explain why from the video footage it looks like I'm looking down on everyone. So those are the things to consider. Let's see what your options are. Options. A, 0. Maybe Seattle passes this. Maybe Seattle is wonderful and it's just there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Maybe. B, 1 to 3 people. I mean, there's always going to be a few. There's always going to be a few. Unless there isn't, in which case it's A, but maybe there's a few. C, 4 to 6. D, 7 to 9. E, 10 plus. I mean, if we get into 10 plus, it's a nightmare. But how many people are going to be sat around this area? Okay? Make your guesses. Let's see what people are going for. Will the children running in the fountain count? Children running will not count. And also children who are in buggies or pushchairs or bassinets. I don't know whether that's necessarily, that's a word I've heard Americans say with regard to baby carriage, but I'm not sure whether that applies. Is the fountain active or is it turned off? The fountain is the fountain is active. The fountain is active to give people who are legally walking by, to give them something lovely to look at. Absolutely. But will it act as a flame for the moths to approach? The butterflies are just jogging by or walking their dogs by, like I walk Jesus because I'm a good parent. D, E for sure. C, E, no B, E. Lot of people, lot of negative. Counting individuals or groups of people, just individuals. Each individual person will be counted. Again, no babies because they don't really have a choice in where their parents choose to sit. The child of a bank robber should not be locked up as well. It's maybe a bold stance, but call me a liberal. Think for yourself, Nana. A, positivity from last week. I love that. Nana, I love it. What time was it? That's a good question, actually. That's a good question. This was kind of late morning, early afternoon. So it's prime hours. I'm testing the city, okay? I'm not making it easy on them. I'm not walking around there at 2 in the flipping morning, yeah? This is prime real estate hours for sitting around a fountain. But you've been told not to by the odd speech impediment of Governor Jay Inslee. So, I believe we've all made our choices. Definitely not Duda. I don't mean to put any pressure on you, but as was pointed out by our resident statistician, Monkey Pigsy, there's been success for Definitely Not Duda. Definitely Not Duda's gone with C. I believe it's 4 in a row that Definitely Not Duda's got. So if anyone wants to change their choices to align with Definitely Not Duda, go for it, but you also can't because you've made your choice now. Let's go for it. Good luck, everyone. Three at time.
And so there we go. For all of you who guessed correctly, I say congratulations. You're a little negative, a little cynical, but in this instance it has paid off, so well done you. Use this victory as a sign that the upcoming week is going to be terrific for you. God is on your side. He has to be, right? For all of you who didn't guess correctly, don't worry about it. It doesn't mean a thing. And for all of you people of Seattle who are leaving your homes to sit around and spread your germs, I say shame. I say shame on you. It's an easy thing to do. Just stay at home and don't do anything. I've shown how easy it can be. With this, as with all things, you should try and be a little bit more like Notme. And yes, I understand that in order to document the people breaking the rules, I had to break the rules myself. I understand that, yes, so you can just, okay, shush. And I'm going home now, so it's no harm, no foul, okay? I don't feel bad. Okay, I'm running, okay? You've got me running.
There we go. Very stylish. And you know, there were 2 people walking there. They weren't counted. I mean, but it was already, you know, we'd gone past E. We'd gone into the E category after a matter of seconds. So, yeah, kind of shame on you, Seattle. It is depressing, sure. I think sometimes it helps when bad news is given to you in such a stylish, hip-hoppy way, because then you think, wow, that was a tough pill to swallow, but it must have taken ages to edit. It did, but worth it. It has been quite a negative episode so far, though. Let's go. Let's just wipe up. It has been quite a negative episode so far, and I want to stop some of that negativity. We had a whole negative show last week, and inspired by that positivity, I was sent actually a photo this week that was brimming with positivity. So let's see that. Let's see that now. Ooh, this is sent in by Holly Eldridge via email. I am not me. I am art at gmail.com. And look at this positivity here. There is a rainbow in the window that she's put up, and look along the bottom here. Along the bottom here, doing different colours on the bricks on the front wall. I mean, this is brimming with positivity. Also, the sun. The sun doesn't hurt, of course. So thank you, Holly, for sending that in. I don't know, she didn't give me any context to this, so I'm going to assume that this is entirely inspired by me. So thank you very much for that. Any other photos that people want to send in? Excuse me, Corona. Please do. I am not me. I am art at gmail.com. That was nice and positive. I really like that. I like that positivity. It was a nice apple of positivity. Vitamin apple. What is another great way of smashing out negativity? It's art. Yeah. So let's have some art. Maybe let's have some poetry.
You wrote down some words, and I'll never forget them. I love them all, even if I don't get them.
Yeah, that's right. It's got its own titles. That's how you know how seriously I'm taking this, yeah? I'm taking this serious because it's got its own titles. And they're pretty sweet, I think you'll agree. Basically, I put out the call last week that I wanted some words. I put it out throughout this week as well. I wanted you to write me a poem about your coronavirus experience. And I would read it out on air. That way you get the joy of collaborating on a piece of art with me, and I get some content for the show without having to write anything myself. Mostly the first reason, but I'll be lying. A bunch of people wrote me stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, for the rest of you, you are the audience, okay? So just as, you know, these people are exposing themselves, okay, to you. And they really hope that you like what you see. So just be respectful. These are other people's words. It's a safe place of love and warmth. All art is good art, okay? So we've got some wonderful poems. We've got quite a few, and I didn't know how to pick between them, so I just thought I'm going to throw them all in. So we're going to try and go a little bit quickly here. The first poem that we've got is by Emma Seaton. Emma Seaton sent me in a poem called Clap Your Hands. Now, I have some poetry reading music, and I have a special poetry camera to make it a little bit more dramatic and serious. Okay, so let's... Oh, that's right. Mixing it up. Let's go with some music as well. We need the desktop audio for this. Maybe okay. Lovely. Ooh, poetry. Maybe a little bit quieter. There we go. Clap Your Hands by Emma Seaton. Close your doors. Is this too loud? This feels too loud to me. Maybe let's go there. Close your doors, take shelter from this frightful storm, plaguing clouds, bringing us a new norm, raining down tears of anxious woe upon a planet usually so full of glow. Open your hearts to those who have cried lonely tears. The misery of loss haunts for years, such grief and suffering unforeseen till they waved goodbye from behind a screen. Stay at home, a simple sacrifice we all must make, you listening, Seattle? Protecting others from hurt and heartache. The digital world bonds family and friends, but remember, stay connected when this nightmare ends. Clap your hands for those who defend against our invisible enemy, those who fight for lives and for us to be free. Show them the value of their skills, courage and love, for they are the angels from high up above. Do not fear, this battle will be won. These clouds will move on, revealing the sun. Till then, just be grateful if you've yet felt the pain, felt by those who'll not be kissed nor hugged ever again. Wonderful. Wonderful. Can we get some, I don't know, some kind of heart or love or some kind of appreciation in the comments for that? Because that was absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to kind of work out, as ever, when you write a poem, when you read a poem, you think, but what does this mean? And what this means, you kind of encapsulated the totality of the coronavirus experience, and well done for you for that. Couple of thoughts, couple of little bits that I wanted to point out. You mentioned that the country is full of glow. Absolutely. I haven't seen that yet. I've heard great things. I saw Stranger Things, really enjoyed it, but haven't seen glow, but I will get round to it. Obviously now this is the perfect time. Remember, stay connected when this nightmare ends. And I think what she's saying with that is that, yes, a lot of people are watching the Most Week show now, but even when you are able to leave the house on a Sunday, please still stay in and watch the Most Week show. It's for less than an hour, okay, so it's not a huge sacrifice to make. Show them the value of their skills, courage and love, for they are the angels from high up above. Essentially saying that doctors and nurses, healthcare professionals, the people who are cleaning the wards are all angels, which I think would be actually a very interesting screenplay idea. The poster, I think, a doctor trying to get a lab coat over his wings, he's struggling. And that doctor, maybe you could call it Dr. Angel, played by Steve Carell. I think he'd do well with that. And like a lot of fantastic art, it's got a massive bummer ending. Just ends on a real low note. That's how you know it's great art. So thank you, Emma. Moving on. Who have we got next? Kiltridge Kilch. Got Kiltridge Kilch, an unnamed poem from Kiltridge Kilch, which is absolutely fine. Some things aren't named, just like people. Okay, so let's get the camera back. Bosh. Let's get the music back. They said it wasn't much. They said it was a lot. They said they might help a little. They said they might help a lot. Today I want to tell you it's a lot. Today I want to tell you, you definitely are helping not. COVID, you didn't get me yet. COVID, you may save another bee. But COVID, it's time for us to rid before we all burst our lid. Wonderful. Are we getting some... there are some claps. That's good. First class, Emma. Absolutely. Snap, snap, snap. Lots of hearts, lots of loves. Perfect. This is wonderful. And some more for Kiltridge Kilch, because that was wonderful. Shorter, but no less effective, like Ant and Dec. I thought it's bringing up bees is a very good point in this one. And making the point that whilst people are suffering, pollution is down. And so Mother Nature is really kind of having a boom period right now. Now, is it right to trade human lives for bee lives? I don't know. I'd have to give it a think over. But Kilch here is really taking a refreshingly firm, pro-bee, anti-human stance. It's bold, it's fresh, and I love it. So thank you very much for your words. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Who have we got next? Fred Swanson. bringing a little sausage to this bap party. I don't know. What Fred's done is written a trio of haikus. Haikus are wonderful little poems. Only 3 lines. The first line has 5 syllables, the second has 7, third has 5. That's it. There's no other rules. You can just do it about whatever you want. So it's pretty easy to knock out a few nice and quickly, which is what Fred's done here. So let's get the camera back. Let's get the music back. Let's start from the beginning, actually. Let's... WFH, this first one's called. Calls in underwear. Best adjust that camera. Be professional. Now Fred's gone for a little bit of comedy with this first one, which I do appreciate. It's nice. It's succinct, obviously, because it's a haiku. And if you're anything like me, now even though you don't know what he looks like, I don't know what he looks like. I think we're all picturing Fred in his underwear. Delightful. Let's go for number 2. This one's called Home School. Emails from teachers. 3 Google classrooms going. Learning via screens. Okay. I think it's great. I think that's, again, using a new reality that we're facing to create some never-before-seen art. Because Google Classrooms, who knew what that was before a couple of months ago? And learning via screens. I mean, I've been learning via screens all my life. All my life. I never would have got to the point today where I understand women in the way that I do if I'd never seen Bride Wars. So, a little drink. Final one from Fred here. Camera. Music. Puppy love. Why are you at home? My dog seems to be asking. Happy but confused. Wonderful, wonderful. A lovely, dogs are, again, it's a boom period for nature and it's a boom period for dogs because they're getting all of their people at home all the time. Lots more walks because people are using it as an excuse to get out of the house. It's a great time to be a dog right now. If any dogs are out there, just say hi in the chat. I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to, but and also bringing in dogs is a great move because it makes me think of my dog, Jesus. He's loving it at home at the moment. I'm loving it as well. Love having him around. Although yesterday, he ate a couple of Cheetos off the sidewalk. They were flaming hot. I did check the bag, unfortunately. So when we were outside, he ate some flaming hot Cheetos. And then when we came back, and we were just having a relax afterwards, he cut a really stinky fart in the afternoon. It was really really smelly. I looked at him and I said, "Goodness, Jesus, that's a smelly fart." Although obviously that isn't your fault, Fred. Just something your poem brought up. We can't control what people take from our poems, can we? But that was a wonderful a trio of haikus there, Fred. Well done you, and thank you for your words. Let's get some love for Fred in the chat. And finally, bringing up the rear, we have Megan Garbayo. Now, Megan Garbayo is somebody who I've written poetry for in the past because she asked. It's that simple. I am not me, I am art @gmail.com. And she's done another form. Fred did some haiku, 1 haiku, 2 haiku. I don't know what the pluralized form of it is. But Megan has done an acrostic where you write a word down the side and you use each of those letters to create the first letter of the... You get it. She's picked COVID-19, so let's go for this one. Let's get some music in here. Contaminated. Ostracized. Vilified. Iodine. Divine. 19 kinds of hot sauce in my fridge. Just terrific, isn't it? Just terrific. I kind of been the only one when we know that it's an acrostic and you think, oh, she's doing COVID-19, I was thinking she's going to be in trouble with that 19, but absolutely knocked it out of the park with the 19 kind of hot sauce in the fridge. The one that I gave me pause is iodine. I wasn't sure why you were bringing that up. I decided to do a little Google. I like not getting poems, okay, so that's a challenge for me and I appreciate that. I found lots of iodine, lots of foods that are rich in iodine, so I thought, well, maybe what Megan's doing here is telling us about her quarantine diet, which apparently is full of lots of cod, tuna, lots of seafood, seaweed, prunes and eggs. And I thought, gosh, add that to the hot sauce. Like Jesus, you're probably farting like mad as well. But thank you for your words. Can we just get a round of applause generally for all of them? Boom. Thank you, poets, for your words. Let's get a round of applause for everybody who shared their words with us. We thank you all. We thank you all. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. A lot of dogs in here, loving the haikus. Yes, so good. Chili's fire delivery was perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Gosh, just a lot of the wife takes credit for the poem. Gosh, just a lot of love. I'm feeling a lot of positivity, which I really like. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, I'd like to do that, we're doing this again next week, okay? Because I did the intro already, so we need to do it a few more times at least to make all that work worth it. And this time the prompt is Corona Hero, a little bit more specific. So write a poem of any type, shape, length, intent you like. Just make sure it's about being a Corona Hero in some way. Email it to me, iamnotme@gmail.com. Slide into my DMs at iamnotme@iamart on Facebook or Instagram. We're going to read a few out next week. We might not read all of them out because this did actually last quite a while, but we're going to pick some, we're going to read them out, and they're going to be great. Lots of love, lots of creativity, and give you a bit of homework, give you something to do when you just sat around staring at the walls. That got me feeling a little bit more positive. I think we can get even more positive, though, with a little bit of, let's turn that off, a little bit more, another slice of Monday morning motivation. Yeah, who's ready for that? Who's ready for that? You're getting it a day early, but I think you're worth it. Compliments. It is really just positivity city, if I can use such a phrase. So enjoy some Monday morning motivation. Oh, no. Why do you do this to me sometimes, computer? No, okay, so we've got to... Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Allow me to just deal with this mess. You know, things aren't always going to go perfect for you. Allow me to teach you that and to be your inspiration for the Monday morning motivation.
I always like to start my Monday mornings off with a motivational song, but due to copyright laws I'm unable to just play a song for you. I can, however, quote lyrics. This morning's lyrics are from a Kanye West song called Stronger. Now that don't kill me can only make me stronger. Now what Kanye's telling us here is that any adversity that you face, whether you win or lose this week, will simply be a life lesson that you can learn from to try and avoid the same mistakes in the future. I will say this doesn't apply to people whose adversity in the coming weeks is a common cold. Now that won't kill you, thanks to modern medicine, but it will not make you stronger, and realistically you won't be able to avoid them in the future. But, for everybody else, can ye? I am not me, I am art, and I am telling you to tear this week apart like the Incredible Hulk would tear apart one of David Banner's shirts. Go get it!
Now, okay, so watching that back, I did film that a while ago. I filmed that pre-corona. And the references to colds and such do make it a little bit less motivating and maybe a little bit more inappropriate than I had hoped. Maybe ill-timed. So maybe we'll keep Monday morning motivation to once the world gets back to normal. And finally, we have what we've all been waiting for, the family simile. The family simile. Shall we go for it? Drum roll, please. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Congratulations to Monkey Pigsy, as scary as a vampire, whispering a bum secret. Secret N? No, let's update that in real time. Let's get rid of that N. A bum secret. What I liked about this is that I don't know what a bum secret is, which I think sums up the purpose of a bum secret, right? I mean, you shouldn't really. I mean, if you knew what it was, then it wouldn't be a secret. So really, that captured my imagination. There we go. It's updated. It captured my imagination. So well done, Monkey Pigsy, and kind of bringing it full circle, because I believe that Monkey Pigsy won the Family Simile on the very first Most Week show as well. So that's a wonderful little callback there. So congratulations to Monkey Pigsy. Let's paint. Ooh, painting. I like that one. Can I say, just before we finish here today, and we will finish soon, I promise you, how thrilled I am to see you all here. Because I am. Every single week that I do this show, I feel a little flutter in my tummy, a little tummy flutter. And that could be because I generally do this pre-breakfast. But I think it's that putting on this show is like throwing a party. And me setting up the studio, organising all the elements on OBS, is like me setting up the Tizer and the Lilt and the Percy Pigs and the Twiglets and other things that Americans might understand as well. And all that time, the lights, the drape, the camera, the computer stuff, I have no idea whether anyone is actually going to turn up to my party. It's a gamble, okay? And I want people at my party. I'm not doing this all for the likes. I'm not that callous. But let me tell you this, as somebody who has, on 2 separate occasions in my life, thrown entirely unattended parties, it's not fun. I mean, it wasn't fun at the time, I hasten to add, but after I got it together and I dried my eyes, I realised, hey, I've got a huge amount of crisps to eat all on my own. I've still got the DJ booked for 3 hours, and I don't have to worry about pleasing other people with my song choices. I'm going to have a great time. And I really did. The DJ was, he was really understanding about it all. He's a great guy. We have just finished our 10th party, episode 10. Pretty cool. Double figures, and this thing has just grown and grown. The first episode of the Most Week show, back on the 19th of January, had 3 people watching it, just 3. And in all honesty, one of them was me. And it has since grown by 300% to last week having an average of 12 viewers watch. I don't know what we're doing this, so wait until I get the Twitch stream summary, but that's incredible, guys. If you run the numbers on that, or if you get cameraman George to run the numbers on that because you're not a nerd, you'll see that on my 100th show, which is a while away, but still, on my 100th show, I'll have over 3.14 million viewers. I can't wait. Although it will make the chat very crowded. It will make the chat very crowded, quite difficult to read. But, you know, swings and roundabouts. But here, as we wrap up this 10th episode, I wanted to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you for always showing up to my parties. I raise my glass to you. Cheers. Getting involved. The chat today has been absolutely insane. I haven't been able to keep up with it all, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's delicious. Second Opinion Psychic, you give me tummy flutters. That's what I'm hoping. Tummy flutters and mind flutters. I hope I challenge you with my art. And also, as these are metaphorical, figurative parties, and I won't have to pay for extra snacks, feel free to bring a +1 next time. Okay. That is it. That is it. Another outstanding episode over. I hope you've all had fun. I hope you've all felt creative and learned a little something and felt a bit challenged. A lot of mind flutters out there. That's what I'm hoping. Fear not. As exhausting as this is for the Most Week show to actually be the every week show, there will be another next Sunday because I feel a great responsibility as an artiste to entertain the planet. Okay? And I really hope to see you all there. So I am Notme. I am Art. And I am wishing you all a very happy, a very poetic, don't forget your homework, and a very creative week ahead. Thank you to you all, and good night. Woo, what an episode.
What a great show we all made just now. It was creative, live and divine. You did wonderful work, so go and take a bow. Just a slightly smaller bow than mine. So I'll see you right here next week, same time. What'll happen, gosh, I just don't know. But I can promise you this, I'm going to blow your mind. Next week on the Most Week show.